I'm not. Give me.
She missed one meeting.
At this time, it's time to begin the May 20th, 2021 meeting of the DeSoto County Board of Education. At this time, would you rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, it's time to approve the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions? Seeing none, do you have a recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
This is Mr. Usleton's recommendation. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now it is time for the superintendent's report. Mr. Usleton.
Thank you, Madam President. We have an early graduation request that I would like to ask the board to consider in executive session. And also our graduation ceremonies begin this evening. We've got our first ceremony beginning at 7 p.m. tonight at the Lander Center. And graduations will run through Tuesday evening. So we've got tonight, tomorrow night, 3 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and then 1 on Monday night and Tuesday. So we're excited about the upcoming in-person graduation at the Lander Center. And also at the very end of the meeting, I've got another superintendent's report listed on the agenda. We will be recognizing the Pando High School softball team for their recent state championship. We moved that to later on because the seniors are at graduation practice along with the principal right now and their coach. And so we moved that to the end so we can recognize them later this week. And that concludes my superintendent.
At this time, it's time for the attorney's report. Mr. Keith.
Yes, ma'am. We have a personnel proposed matter that needs to be discussed in executive session. That's the only thing that I have.
Okay, at this time, it's time to approve the minutes from the May 5th and the May 6th, I'm sorry. Oh, the May 6th board meeting, both meetings. I need a motion in the second.
I'll make a motion to approve May 6th board meeting minutes.
And you have no September listed. Oh, I'm sorry. May 6th and May 13th.
And May 13th.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Now is the consent agenda. Are there any changes that need to be made? Being none, do you have a recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
New business, item A, bid, safety, sanitation system and services. Please.
Bids were open on May the 3rd. A safety and sanitation system. This will be using our food and nutrition department. It's my recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid from SFS PAC.
With Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. President?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from SFS PAC for safety and sanitation system and services.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the bids?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item B is request to pay vendor purchasing rule, HLHS, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. In your packet is a letter and of explanation and a requisition from the interim principal at Horn Lake High School. Based on the summary attached in your packet, Horn Lake High is requesting permission from the board to pay UMD Bank for graduation studies.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. President?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the request to pay the vendor for the purchase rule issued by council.
With Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the request to pay the vendor?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item C is request to reimburse employee HLHS.
Yes, ma'am. Your packet is a letter from the interim principal of Horn Lake High School and JROTC instructor. He bought some diesel exhaust fluid, as the lights went low on the cluster panel in the vehicle. He was on the road traveling, so he purchased with his own money. The school is asking or requesting to reimburse the JRT instructor $23 for the DEF.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the request to reimburse the employee of Horn Lake High School.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the request to reimburse the employee?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, item D is revised board policy IDH honor roll.
Since first grade has moved from a standards-based grading system to a numerical grading system, we're asking to revise this policy to show that first graders must now meet the same requirements as second and third graders to be considered for the principal's list and the honor roll.
With Ms. Haskins' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IDH on roll.
With Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the revised board policy?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item E is personnel, Mr. Alexander.
The personnel packet this morning is pages 1 through 3 of recommendations. 4 and 5 are personnel changes. Page 6 is a memo for myself, which will be on 2021-2022 substitute rate of pay. Page 7 is a memo from Ms. Ingram, our Director of Federal Programs. Request for a new Title I mental health therapist that will begin next year. We had 205-day position to be paid on the mental health therapist scale. Page 8 is a request from Ms. Bowers, payroll manager, on a summer worker to help assist in payroll. The bill will work 40 hours a week at $10.50 per hour. That will begin June the 2nd and then July 30th. Page 9 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Hassman, Assistant Superintendent, on an employee who will work with ESAF. The replacement from one of those worked earlier. Page 10 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Strickland, our Director of Secondary Education, on teachers who will work and prepare for the new ELA curriculum, 30 hours at $27 per hour beginning June 21st and ending June 24th. Page 11 is a list of those teachers who will be working. Page 12 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Strickland on an employee who will set up a Schoology course for Mississippi Studies using the blended learning model, working 30 hours for $27 per hour, 7/21 through 7/24. Page 13 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Goss, our Special Education Director, on the pay staff to meet and coordinate eligibility meeting. Right IEPs, they will work 150 hours, up to 150 hours, and be paid at their hourly rate of pay, beginning 5/27, ending 7/31. Page 14 is a list of those teachers who will be working. Page request for additional pay also from Ms. Goss on 15. This is a request for supplemental hours for psychological evaluations over the summer to determine eligibility for students. These people work 750 hours up to at their hourly rate of pay at 5/27 and ending 7/31. Page 16 is a list of those teachers working that. Page 17 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Goss on speech therapy evaluations during the summer for students needing it. They'll work up to 280 hours, hourly rate from 5/27 to 7/31. Page 18 is a list of those teachers working that project. Page 19 is another request from Ms. Goss on supplemental hours for special education teachers and gen ed teachers to work the math summer school. The total amount of hours we worked was 852 at the teacher's hourly rate. Those begin 7 and end 7/22. Page 20 is a list of those teachers who work this. Page 21 is a request for pay from Ms. Goss on employee who will work on vision assessments over the summer up to 150 hours for hourly rate beginning 5/27 and ending 7/31. Page 22 is a request from Ms. Goss on teacher working occupational therapy evaluations for the summer, working up to 300 hours. The rate of pay 5/27 ending 7/31. And page 23 is a list of those teachers. Page 24 is a request from Ms. Goss on teachers working early intervention teams to access the pre-K students. Teachers, police teachers work up to 650 hours, be paid for hourly rate. That's 5/27, 7/31. Page 25 is a list of those teachers working. Page 26 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Goss on teachers working supplemental hours for audiology evaluations over the summer. These teachers work up to 300 hours at an hourly rate, getting 5/27 to 7/31. Page 27 is a list of those teachers. Page 18 is a request from Ms. Goss, additional pay from special education employees working ESY at their hourly rate of pay. This begins 6/4 and ends 7/15. Page 29 through 31 is a list of those teachers. Page 32 is a request from Mr. Williams, our Director of Transportation, on the ESY transportation workers at their daily rate will be paid from 6/7 through and ending 7/15. Page 33 through 36 is a list of all ESY transportation workers. Page 37 is an additional pay request from Mr. White, our Director of Plant Maintenance, on summer grass cutters for middle school athletic fields. Each middle school is allowed 500 for June and 500 for July. Page 38 is a list of the middle school grass cutters. Page 39 is also from Mr. White, high school, some grass cutters for athletic fields. They're allowed 1,000 for June, 1,000 for July. Page 40 is a list of those high school grass cutters for the summer. Page 41 is a request from Mr. White for Hernando High. They split those responsibilities between 4 coaches for their athletic fields. Page 42 is a request for additional pay from Mr. White on Olive Branch High. They split those responsibilities also between 4 coaches for those times. Page 43 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Green, our emphasis director, an employee who will work 10 days as an emphasis clerk at Lewisburg Elementary School at $14.61 per hour. This will begin June 3rd and end June 30th. Page 44 is a request for additional pay from Mr. Williams on transportation summer workers who will work up to 296 hours and 50 per hour beginning 5/27 and ending 7/23. Page 45 is a list of those transportation workers. Page 46 requests additional pay from Ms. Murray, our Director of EL, on EL teachers who will work on summer remediation EL learners virtually. They will work up to 140 hours at $27 per hour beginning June 1st and ending July 22nd. Pages 47 through 49 is the JDC teaching job description. As I mentioned last time, we did the lead teacher. This is a change where they'll now be allowed, changes their job class, because they'll actually be able to clock in remotely where they work. And I need to, page 50 through page 122 are our classified recommendations for the 21-22 school year. And I need to stop at that and have that approved.
With Mr. Alexander's explanation, Ms. Miller, we have a recommendation on that for pages 1 through 122.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve personnel pages 1 through 122 as presented.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve pages 1 through 122 of personnel?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Excuse, I would like to approve page 123, which is a classified recommendation for 2 employees. 21-22 students.
Who was Mr. Alexander's explanation of page 123 personnel? Is that recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve page 123 personnel.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve page 123 personnel?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ms. Riley, excused, I need to approve 2 classified positions for the 21-22 school year, which is page 120.
For Alexander's explanation of page 124, we have a recommendation here from Mrs.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve personnel page 124.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation. Do I have a motion to approve page 124 of personnel?
Make the motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
To see the excuse, I need to recommend page 125, which is a request for additional pay for a worker who will work to prepare materials for the ELA's curriculum. This employee will work up to 30 hours, at $27 per hour, beginning June 21st and ending June 24th.
Without explanation and recommendations.
I recommend the board to approve page 125 of personnel.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I do have one more page, page 126. So a memo for myself on approval for additional certified staff. For certified staff to receive an additional 8 hours of personnel discretionary leave, which would be a total of 16 hours, and this will be for the 21-22 school year.
Based on Mr. Alexander's explanation of page 126 of personnel, do you have a recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend to the board to approve page 126 of personnel.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation. Do I have a motion to approve page 126 of personnel?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Okay. Item F on the board agenda is student discipline. Mr. Alexander.
Madam Chair, we have student discipline issues to address in the executive session.
At this time, I need a motion for consideration of closed session to determine whether the board should enter executive session for the following matters: student matter regarding early graduation, student discipline, and personnel performance matter. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chase will come back and inform me whether we stay in executive session. Thank you.